Main roads, we would say, are continuing to move the goalposts, do further studies, dodge questions, fail the pub test when it comes to their plan about this road. And what's worse is that they actually are just continuing to work on the same possibilities, uncertainties with respect to things that actually are matters of national environmental significance. In one section of the document where they talk about buffer zones around TECs, because they were asked how they were actually going to manage the buffer zones around the Tuarts near Centenary, they completely misread / misinterpreted the approved conservation advice. When asked about the destruction of habitat for possums and black cockatoos and how that aligned with the recovery programs for these endangered matters of national environmental significance, they simply reprinted what they put in their original document. Well, we're just going to cut down 60.9 hectares of their habitat. No other comment. And I'm not completely sure that they are very happy about the fact that we are holding them accountable, which is good. I'm happy with that. And it's all thanks to everyone last year who actually put in a submission and helped get all of those submissions. They have in fact now produced a survey which they've sent out about tunnels and about the paths through Gelorup. And they've actually now admitted that what they're doing is dividing a community and creating a nuisance. When you look at the sound data that they've put out, and you look at the sound data that's going to be given to council this week, it is appalling, the number of properties that will have to have who knows what measures put in place to deal with the sound elements. We can't thank Capel Shire enough. There are two of our current councillors in the room, and I'm sorry if there's any of the new councillors. I haven't met any of the new councillors, but I know that Councillor Noonan and Councillor Mogg are here with us this afternoon. And we can't say thank you enough, because they have actually been very forthright in holding main roads accountable for planning, fire, traffic and basalt issues. The new council will meet this week to discuss some very important issues around the application for development for the Southern Bore. If you have time, please consider emailing all of the councillors. You just do it via the webpage. Don't worry that the names are incorrect. All of the councillors will receive your email. And the main thing to stress is that you want them to assess agenda item 14.1 on its merits as a planning application. Doesn't matter what you think about where the road might go in the long term. What Main Roads and the Department of Planning and Lands and Heritage have done is try to just avoid all of the difficult questions around traffic management, bushfire management, and some issues in northern Gelorup. Now, if you are in northern Gelorup and you've just for the first time recognised the impact that Centenary and Jules Road is going to have on you, you might want to actually go onto the GBRS website, and there is Form 4 in Schedule 9 that allows you to actually put in a complaint to DPLH, which is Department of Planning and Lands and Heritage. Because you guys were never asked about your end. You guys were never consulted about how Centenary Road and Jules Road changes were going to impact on you. And in fact, those changes contravene the GBRS. So you have every right to actually ask them, why didn't you publish an amendment to the GBRS and ask for public comment? If you want to ask me about it individually, just come up at the end. So what do? Please, if you have the time, read the response paper produced by Main Roads, but be warned, you may need to take regular breaks, take antihypertensives and look at funny cat videos. Write to Minister Saffioti. Tell her that her department is basing decisions made on incorrect data. So the Southern Alignment Selection Report we can now compare that to the environmental supporting documentation and show just how flawed that document was. And Minister Saffioti is responsible for the fact that she is making decisions based on incorrect data. If you live in Stratham, consider writing... there was a fire survey that a petition was put towards council, and that is actually going to come to council this week as well, the results of that survey. And in fact, people in northern Gelorup, yet again, you get the short end of the straw. Once the bore goes through, your response times from the emergency vehicles are worse. Thank you very much, Main Roads. They refused to fund that study, and it was Capel Shire who actually had to put up the funds to do the study to work that out. If you live in Stratham, you can definitely make a complaint about the fire management, because what the report is, I think, going to say, the summary that was put into the council agenda for this week, is that the infrastructure in Stratham is insufficient. We don't have enough firefighting infrastructure in Stratham as we come into fire season. So please consider joining us. Doesn't matter what you like to do. If you like to make cups of tea, if you like to read books, if you like to read big public documents, if you like to sit in trees and stop bulldozers, please consider joining us. We need you all. And if you do nothing else, if we contact you and help for the appeals and ask for help in the appeals process, please consider helping us out. And if you can help us out and get 10 more people to help us out as well, then we will get a similar number of responses, and that will make everybody sit up. What we're trying to do is prepare some templates to go onto various websites. So again, if you like reading big documents and you're happy to help us out, please consider doing that. It is likely to cost $10 per submission, but please do not allow that to stop you from putting in an appeal if, in fact, the EPA says this road can go ahead. And just finally, there will be the AGM for Friends of Gelorup Corridor in this hall on the 25th of the 11th at 7 p.m. And then there's another Capel Shire sponsored food truck evening on the 28th of November. And we'd love to see everyone here. We'll also have a stall here that afternoon. And this is why we're here. We're trying to save the lungs of our earth. You've got to give it a chance. Thanks.